Peace is every step. The Path of Mindfulness in Everyday Life is a simple yet profound guide to mindful living. The author, a Vietnamese monk and Zen master, shows how to find peace and joy in ordinary moments: breathing, walking, a cup of tea, or even washing dishes. This isn't a philosophical treatise, but a collection of practices that help you slow down, cope with stress, and live in the here and now. Interestingly, Thich Nhat Hanh wrote the book in exile in 1966. He was forced to leave Vietnam for his anti-war stance. He tested his ideas in real conditions. He created communities for refugees and taught people to meditate under bombings. Later, his methods became the basis of secular meditative therapy. Part 1. Awakening mindfulness in everyday life. Rule 1. Every moment is a miracle. Everyday moments, waking up, brushing your teeth, waiting for a bus, can be a doorway to mindfulness. Instead of acting automatically, try to be fully present in the process, noticing details: the water's temperature, the toothpaste flavor, the sounds around you. This doesn't require extra time, only attention. For example, during your morning shower, focus on the feel of the water on your skin instead of planning your day. Just 2 minutes of this shower meditation sets a calm tone for the morning. Miracles aren't found in special events, but in the ability to see the extraordinary in the ordinary. Rule 2. Breathing is a bridge to life. Breathing is always with us. It's an anchor to return to the present moment. A simple technique. On the inhale, mentally say, "I am breathing in." On the exhale, "I am breathing out." When your mind wanders, your breath gently brings it back. For example, in a stressful situation at work, take 3 conscious breaths before reacting. This reduces impulsive responses. Breathing is a free and eternal tool for calming the mind. Rule 3. Mindful sitting and walking. Meditation isn't just about the lotus position. When sitting in a chair, notice your body's contact with the surface. When walking, feel your feet touching the ground. A slow walk, 1 step per inhale, 1 per exhale, transforms movement into practice. Example, on your way home, walk 10% slower than usual, noticing your body's movements. This resets your brain after the day. Meditation isn't an escape from life, but a deeper immersion into it. Rule 4. Eating with joy. Eating is an opportunity for gratitude and enjoyment. Before eating, pause, look at your food, and imagine its journey to your table. Chew slowly, distinguishing tastes and textures. For example, put your phone away during dinner, set down your fork after each bite. This improves digestion and reduces overeating. Mindful eating transforms nutrition into an act of self-love and love for the world. Rule 5. Peace in work. Even routine tasks can become a meditation. Wash dishes, concentrating on the water temperature and the movement of your hands. Before starting your workday, take a minute to set a conscious intention. Today I will help, not compete. For example, when working at the computer, every hour do a call meditation. 3 breaths before answering a call. Work isn't an obstacle to peace, but its source if you change your attitude. Overall, conclusion for part 1. The first part of the book debunks the myth that special conditions are needed for mindfulness. Thich Nhat Hanh's practices integrate into daily life. Breathing over tea, slow steps in the office, a pause before answering a colleague. The key idea: peace isn't a place you go to, but a way of moving. Start small, your next sip of water, your next breath, and you'll discover that happiness was there all along. Part 2, transforming suffering. Rule 6, recognizing and embracing feelings. Emotions are like clouds. They come and go if we don't cling to them. The greeting feelings technique. Mentally say, "Hello, anger," or "I see you," anxiety, instead of suppressing them. This turns a struggle into a dialogue. For example, when you feel irritation, place your hand on your heart and say, "My dear anger, I know you're here." Within a few minutes, the intensity of the emotion will decrease. Resistance amplifies suffering. Recognition liberates. Rule 7, transforming anger. Anger is a signal of pain, not an enemy. The cooling down method. When anger flares, go outside, breathe deeply, imagining the heat leaving with each exhale. Write a letter to the person who offended you, but don't send it immediately, reread it a day later. For example, after an argument with your partner, instead of retaliating with accusations, say, "I'm very angry right now. I need 20 minutes to calm down." This prevents conflict escalation. Anger can be watered like a flower with love, but without indulgence. Rule 8, deep listening and loving speech. True listening is a gift of silent presence. Practice silence of response. When someone speaks, focus only on understanding, not on preparing counter-arguments. Loving speech is built on 3 pillars: truthfulness, kindness, and appropriateness. For example, when talking with an upset friend, ask, "Do you want me to just listen or give advice?" Often, people need the former. Words can wound or heal. The choice is always ours. Rule 9, healing the inner child. An unhealed child lives within every adult. The returning technique, in silence, imagine yourself in a painful childhood situation and mentally embrace that little you. Regularly ask, what was I lacking then? How can I give that to myself now? Example, if you were abandoned as a child, write a letter to your child self. I will always be with you, no matter what happens. Keep it in your wallet. Healing the past begins with self-compassion in the present. Overall, conclusion for part 2, the second part of the book offers a compassionate approach to our darker sides. Instead of fighting emotions, Thich Nhat Hanh teaches us to greet them as guests, understand their roots, and gently transform them. The main paradox: only by fully accepting our pain do we gain power over it. These practices are not about instant fixing, but about daily, gentle care for our soul. When we stop fearing our own feelings, they stop controlling us, opening the path to genuine freedom. Part 3, the world is every step. Rule 10, cultivating peace within. Inner peace is the foundation of external change. Practice smile meditation. Start your day with a conscious smile in the mirror, even if you don't feel like it. This isn't a fake emotion, but a reminder of the inner peace that is always available. For example, in a stressful situation at work, pause, recall your morning smile, and gently relax your facial muscles. Tension in your body will automatically decrease. Peace begins small, with one breath, one smile, one mindful moment. Rule 11, family as a practice ground. Close relationships are the best training ground for mindfulness. The flower of understanding technique. When you feel irritated with loved ones, imagine them as a flower that needs the watering of your attention. Every morning, ask, how can I bring joy to my loved ones today? Instead of an automatic, how are you? Ask your child, what was the most interesting thing that happened today? And listen fully to their answer without distractions. Conclusion. True love is a daily choice to be present. Rule 12, compassion in action. Compassion isn't an abstraction, but concrete actions. The small steps method, help not globally, but here and now. Give up your seat, buy food for a homeless person, write a supportive message. The scale isn't what matters, sincerity is. For example, upon seeing an upset colleague, offer not a formal, everything will be fine, but a concrete, can I help you with something? Can you tell me what happened? Peace is built not by grand gestures, but by quiet acts of kindness. Rule 13, ecological mindfulness. Caring for the planet begins with an awareness of interconnectedness. Practice gratitude to the earth. Before eating, think about the sun, the rain, the farmers who made this food possible. Reduce consumption not out of guilt, but out of love. For example, when refusing a plastic bag at the store, imagine how this small choice reduces the suffering of sea turtles somewhere in the ocean. Ecology isn't a duty, but a natural manifestation of mindful living. Overall conclusion for part 3. The final part of the book shows how inner practice transforms into social action. Mindfulness isn't escapism, but a way to live more responsibly and kindly. When we become rooted in the present moment, our steps naturally become lighter for ourselves, for our loved ones, for the planet. Thich Nhat Hanh reminds us peace isn't somewhere out there. It's in how we eat an apple, listen to our mother, choose our toothpaste. The final chapters are an invitation to a revolution that begins not with barricades, but with a simple question: how can my next action make the world a little better? This is such a wonderful book. I've compiled a separate list of all the important theses from this book, along with all the techniques and tools, and created a step-by-step action plan that you can immediately implement in your life. You can get all this in my community, Place of Power. There, you will find a detailed text analysis with similar lists for each book being reviewed. The community has already thoroughly analyzed and made available to you hundreds of world bestsellers, with a new analysis released every day. Follow the link in the description and use it.